In this video, we're going to go over the Unit 2 Quiz 1. So the first question says state all the solutions and then also state a point that is not a solution. So when you're looking at a system of equations, the solutions are the points where the line, and in this case the parabola, intersect. So those are going to be my two solutions. So then I want to write them as ordered pairs. So this first point on the left is -1, 1. The point on the right is 2, 4. So those would be the solutions to this system. Now, not a solution. So not a solution is anything that's not those 2 points with a line the parabola cross. So there's many answers for this one, but one could be 0, 0. One could be -1, -1. One could be 2, 0. So basically any point that is not the intersection points that I colored in blue. For number 2, it's a little bit different. Now we're talking about a system of inequalities. Now, the system of inequalities, the solutions lie in the shaded region. They do not lie where the functions overlap. So anything that's in this shaded region is going to be a solution. So again, there's more than one answer to this. I could have said 1, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0, 3, 1. Any of those would be solutions. The points where they intersect in this case are not solutions because this line is dotted. So if that line is dashed, these guys are not solutions to this system of inequalities. So anything that's not a solution is in any area where the shadings don't overlap. So I would have put anything in any of this region. So an example could have been -2, 1, 0, 2. And again, there's infinite number of possibilities, but anything where the shaded region is not. All right, let's look at number 3. In number 3, they're supposed to graph the system of equations and find the solutions, and then make sure to write your solution as an ordered pair. So the first thing I'm going to do is graph this parabola. Now this parabola is in vertex form, so I know that the inside means I'm going right 3 and then down 8. So my vertex is going to be 3, -8. So I'm going to start out by plotting that. Then I'm going to use my pattern for parabola, which is 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. And do the same thing on the other side. 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, and graph my parabola. The second equation is a line. Now when we're graphing a line, I want to graph it in y equals form. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract the 2x to the other side. The 1 is my y-intercept, which is my starting point. So I'm going to start at 1 on the y-axis. And then my slope is -2/1, which would be down to right 1. So from 0, 1, I'm going to go down to right 1, down to right 1, down to right 1, down to right 1. I can also go up to left 1, which is the exact opposite, to finish my line. Now the last part's very important. It says make sure to write your solutions as ordered pairs. So my solutions were here and here. So that would be 0, 1, and 4, -7 would be my solutions. All right, let's look at page 2. On page 2, we have two systems of inequalities. So the first one is y is greater than or equal to -2. So this is going to be a horizontal line at y is -2, and it's going to be a solid line because it has that equal to part. So I'm going to put a solid line at y equals -2. Then it says y is greater than or equal to -2, so I'm going to shade everything above the blue line. Then when I'm graphing the second one's a parabola in standard form. So I'm going to do x equals opposite b over 2a. So opposite of -6 over 2 times -1 will give me 6 over -2 which would give me x equals -3. Now I'm running out of room, so I'm going to write down here. Now that I know the x of the vertex is -3, I want to plug that back into that original equation, which is -x squared minus 6x minus 4, so that way I can find the y of the vertex. Now be very careful when it comes to this step. I have -3 squared. Now I have to use the exponent first, so I'm actually going to get -9 plus 18 minus 4, which is going to give me 5. If you made this a +3 and then squared it, you did not follow order of operations because you cannot multiply before you square something. So I'm going to put my vertex at -3, 5. Now this is going to be a dashed line, and it's also going to be a parabola that opens down because my a is negative. So when I'm thinking about my pattern, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, my a is -1, that means all of my outputs are going to become negative. So now I'm going to plot my points. So right 1, down 1, right 2, down 4, right 3, down 9, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side and connect it with a dashed line. Now when it comes to shading, this says y is less than. So if I put my pen on the vertex of the parabola, less than means down, and down puts me inside the parabola. So I'm going to shade everything on the inside of the parabola. So then I can see where the blue and the red overlap is where my solutions lie, which is above my blue line and inside my parabola. So right here. For the second one, we have 2 parabolas. So this first parabola is in standard form, so I'm going to start off by doing opposite b over 2a again. So I'm going to have -4 over 2 times 2, which will give me -1. Now I'm going to take that -1 and I'm going to plug it in to this original equation to find the y. And again, be careful about your order of operations when you're doing this step. You need to square the -1 and then multiply it by 2, not multiply by 2 and then square. So I'm going to get, well, -1 squared is 1, so 2 times 1, which is going to give me 2 plus -4 minus 5, which is -7. So at 1, -7, I'm going to plot my parabola. Now I'm going to use my pattern. So 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. Since my a is 2 in this case, which I know from right here, I got to multiply each of my outputs by 2. So now I'm going to go 1, 2, 2, 8, and then 3, 18 will not fit. So from my point, I'm going to go 1 to the right, 2 up, then 2 to the right, 8 up, and then do the same thing on the left side. And this is going to be a solid line because it's y is less than or equal to. Now when it comes to the shading, it says y is less than. So if I put my pen on the vertex, less than means I go down. That puts me outside the parabola. Now, that means all my solutions lie outside the parabola. So I'm going to highlight everything outside the parabola. All right, my second parabola is a parabola in vertex form. So I know that the +1 means left 1, and then the -4 means down 4. So my vertex is going to be -1, -4. So I'm going to go to -1, -4. And now this parabola is going to open down because of the negative a value. So 1 to the right, 1 down, 2 to the right, 4 down, and then 3, 9 won't fit, so I'll just put the other points on the other side. And now this line is going to be dashed because it does not have the equal to line. All right, last part is the shading. Now this also says y is less than, so if I put my pen on the vertex, less than means down. So I'm going to shade everything inside this parabola. Now my solutions lie where the two shadings overlap, which is where the blue and the red meet, which is inside the red parabola but below the blue parabola. So it's going to be this part here that I'm coloring in yellow.